Welcome to Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you've had a good week in trading so far. We've had an excellent week as far as portfolio goes, pocketing money. We've made several trades this week, and of course, the main focus here this week has been NVAX. We're going to talk about that. Earnings was this afternoon, so a little excitement right before the earnings call, and we'll talk about what happened there. But let's jump over and look at the portfolio and see where we're at this week and talk about a couple trades. All right, so here is our portfolio. As you can see, the first on the line there is Bitcoin. That's something that I've traded here for, not traded, but been purchased for a while. And beginning of the year, I started the Bitcoin, just playing around with that, and Ethereum as well. But Bitcoin is tied to some of our other stocks, so that's why we keep it on here, just to kind of show you what happens there. All right, so Bitcoin did have a really good day. It was up most of the day. You can see here a little chart now. It looks like it's down a little bit. We did get up to like 41, I think, or actually 49,981. So that's a pretty good little day for it. When that happens, we're going to have a good day, usually in HUT and MSTR, and we did have a good day. We've had a couple of good days there. So let's take a look and talk about what's been going on. But first one on the list is SPCE. That's Virgin Galactic. I was so busy with NVAX, I didn't really realize that they had earnings today, and they had a bigger loss than expected from what I saw here. Let's see. But here's why they went up in after hours is because they did start some revenue came in. So anytime they start making money, that's always a good thing. And so they were up a little bit, 5%, 6% almost. Hopefully tomorrow it'll be even better. I'm not sure how far down we are on this one, but I will unload it if I have the opportunity. But you can see the volume today was very little volume. So nothing going on there. But let's look at that 5-day chart and see what it's been doing. It's just kind of up, down, up, down. If you were trading it, you could do pretty good on it. But let's see here. For the week, not too much going on there. So we'll just see what it does tomorrow after the earnings tonight. And HUT had a good day. It did sell off towards the end of the day again. That's what it's kind of been doing. That it's having good days, and then it sells off towards the end of the day, which is not anything we like to see, but at least it's going in the right direction. Let's take a look at that 5-day chart. You can see it's a nice trend up, and this is a Bitcoin mining company, and they've actually been doing pretty good since China did away with a lot of their miners, and so I guess HUT 8 may be picking up some of that business. I don't know that for sure, but I know they are a Bitcoin mining company, and you can see the volume is kind of high there. And let's see here. I'm just trying to see. Looks like somebody's initiating coverage. That doesn't hurt usually when people start doing that, they have to start covering this stock, the analyst, and that's always a good thing. Let's see, 12,000 new microbit miners for deployment. Yeah, see, so they bought 12,000 more miners, which means they're going to be able to generate more Bitcoin, which means they're going to be worth more money. And so they do have a lot of Bitcoin. They don't sell their Bitcoin. They kind of stock it up, so that's good. But the high for the year is $13. I believe we're in around 7 something, but we may have to add a little bit to that tomorrow, or the first red day. Let's take a look and see what else is going on here. All right, MSTR. We did sell MSTR today. Unloaded that today for 713. Let's pull that chart up and look at what happened today. A nice upward trend all day. 713 is where we sold. It actually went on higher than that, all the way up to 729. I wish I'd held out a little bit longer, but we did make, let's see here, we had it about 3.5 months. We made 3.4% on it. So it was a pretty good size stake. Well, when it's $700 a share, you're going to have a pretty good size stake in that. And we did make that 3.25%. Happy with that. Parked a lot of cash on the sideline. And we'll take a look at that 5-day chart you see here. It's kind of had its ups and downs, but today was a good day. So we went ahead and cashed in on it. It almost came back down to where we sold it. I actually saw it go down to like 708 after we sold it, and then it went all the way up to that 729. So, and it's back up in after hours. It's going to kind of follow Bitcoin. So whatever Bitcoin's doing in the morning, you can expect this to kind of follow suit as well. All right, so that one we don't have anymore. I'm going to leave it on here because I'm going to trade that one pretty regular as Bitcoin draws back, and Bitcoin's trading right now anywhere from about 38 to 40 or 37 something to 40. And so when it gets around that 37 level, I'm probably going to jump all over MSTR. So that's the game plan. When Bitcoin here hits 37.8 or 37.9, that's going to be a good time to jump on MSTR, or 38 even. If MSTR, it has these big days, you see like $44 here. It was 50 something earlier. So if you see it go red $50 something or 60 something, that's a good day to jump in on it a little bit. And if you get a couple of those in a row, then that's definitely a good time to jump in. But that's kind of how we're going to trade it. That's why we're going to keep it on here so we can keep a good look at it. All right. And NVAX. This was the exciting one today. Now, before I click on this, you can see it closed at 236. We did a lot of selling of NVAX. Yesterday we sold some, not a lot, and then we sold a good bit today before the earnings call. And because I didn't want to get stuck with earnings in case it went down. And we're going to pull up the chart and you'll see what happened after hours. It was down $23. Okay, $23.13. But what happened, a couple of things I want to talk about. You see a day range here of 246, but in the after hours, it's actually shot up to 263. And I'm talking about not very long, just a matter of 3 minutes at the most. And I had to put some orders in for a sale at 260. In one IRA in the cash account, but I couldn't put that same order in on Fidelity because Fidelity will not let you put in the after hours trades until it's after hours, till the market closes. And that's aggravating because I didn't have time to go into Fidelity and put that order in to sell at 260. So I didn't sell any in at 260 in Fidelity, but I did in my cash account and the other IRA that I have, which is TD Waterhouse. But anyway, that's okay. But we did sell a good bit of shares this week. We sold NVAX from 231 starting yesterday, and then we started this morning selling at 232, and we did sell all the way up to 260, mostly up to about 245. Okay, so we did sell up to 245. We did some good sales. We pocketed a lot of money. We've also parked a lot of cash. We've got our cash levels all the way up to 60% now by selling MSTR and NVAX. So we've got a good bit of cash on the sideline. And so if this thing continues to do anything tomorrow, we'll be right back in it. The reason why, let's look at some of the news. Let me just talk about that just a second. The conference call and the earnings was not bad. Now, they did miss earnings, and you'll see a headline here about earnings, and that's why it failed, but that doesn't have anything to do with it. The earnings really are not anything to worry about right now. Now, that's going to be important down the road. But the big news is what I've been telling you is these approvals and trying to get these approvals in these different countries and things. And we'll show you some headlines about that in just a minute. But they did get a few. And but the one that they said that would be, and I think they said it's going to be next month or August. Let's see here. Yeah, I think they said sometime in August. We'll take a look at it and see what it says. But it's the USA. That didn't happen yet. And so United States FDA approval has not been applied for. If you hear something whining in the back, that's my dog. But so we'll just wait on that news. And it'll come sooner or later. But we did have some good news. We did have some where they have applied. The production levels were talked about as well. Everything's going good there. Everything's on track there. So all that news was really good. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing doesn't settle down sometime tomorrow and then maybe turn back up, hopefully. Okay, so we'll check that out. So let's go ahead back to our screen here, and we'll go ahead and take a look at what some of these headlines had to say. But overall, everything was fine on the earnings. As a matter of fact, it was pretty good in my eyes, but a lot of folks didn't like the USA part of it, but I wasn't really expecting that anyway. So let's look at some of this. Here's a good headline. Novavax data shows fourfold jump in antibody levels via booster shots. So that's great news. Let's see. Novavax readies its vaccine to fight COVID worldwide. Now that's a good headline if you've ever seen one. Now here's the one this is just, I don't know who this market watch. Novavax stock drops as wider than expected loss overshadows vaccine booster data. That's nonsense right there. That has nothing to do with its share price falling. I don't know who people that write this stuff. That has nothing to do with the share price. Nothing. Novavax announces COVID-19 vaccine boosters data demonstrating fourfold increase in neutralizing antibodies. See, this is all good news. Here's the big one. Novavax and Serum Institute of India announced submission to regulatory agencies in India, Indonesia, Philippines for emergency use. So India is huge. So that was big news. I think that was kind of lost, mainly because of the USA information. Let's see here. All right, so it says Novavax and Serum Institute of India filed regulatory submissions to the Drug Controller General of India and to regulatory agencies in Indonesia and the Philippines for Novavax recombinant nanoparticles COVID-19 vaccine. Filing for World Health Organization emergency use listing expected in August. So we're in August. So that's good. So all this is good news. The real thing, again, was the USA information that they came out with. Let me see if I can see what they said about that, if I can find that here anywhere. But I think once people saw that, that's what kind of got everything turned down. But this thing shot up to 260, I think, right when this news came out. And then once they realized the USA was not approved or hadn't been applied for, then that's when it dropped again. So, but it didn't last about 3 minutes. I wished I'd had everything at 260. Here it is. It says Novavax again delays seeking U.S. approval. Well, I didn't think they were supposed to even do that. So here we go. We might get a little video going here. Let's see. In the third quarter. It had previously said seek organization, FDA in the third quarter. But based off of the conference call and what I listened to on that, there's really a kind of like a go-between group between Novavax and the FDA. They're working directly with another group that goes to the FDA. So that's all you need is another layer of government in the way. So that's not good. But we'll see how it does tomorrow. This has been a good day, a good week for us, though. As you can see here, it did pop. And then that's when we sold at 231 yesterday, started selling at 232 today, and went all the way up to 260. So that was a great day. Most of it was sold between 232, 240, and 245, and then 260. So the percentages that we made on this, again, 3.4% on the MSTR, and then on Novavax, one IRA, we ended up making 8.15%, had it 3 months. The cash account, we made 17% on what we sold there. We had that for probably 3 months or so. And then we had, maybe not even that long. And then we had the other IRA, we had 8.57%, 3 months. So all good. We're sitting in the green on what we're holding to. So that's all good. And we may sell it tomorrow. I don't know. It just depends what it does tomorrow. Just going to check it out and see what happens. I'd like to, either if it drops and it starts to turn back up, I may buy in again. We just may ride with what we got. We'll just have to play that by however it feels. Tomorrow's Friday. We got the job numbers coming out, so it may not be a good day based on the job numbers. We'll just have to see. Of course, we had a good day yesterday, and the market was down 300 points in the Dow, so that doesn't always matter. Tilray was up. Just to be honest, I hadn't been watching anything hardly but NVAX and MSTR. But and those are the two that really need to focus because that's the ones that got the most money. Anyway, Tilray was up. We liked that, but it hadn't done anything. There's your downward slope. So that's not something that we're going to get excited about anytime soon. And Nikola, we're definitely not going to get excited about it. Other than when you're going to stop bleeding. Let's see the 5-day chart here. There it is. See, that's just terrible. 1 month, you can see 1 month we've had a great little fall there too. 6 month. Here's what is kind of aggravating. This thing did have a good little run where it was trying to come back up. Everything was looking better, and then they came out with this old news about the old crook that they had running it. Whatever, you know, everybody thinks he's a crook or whatever, but that's kind of just gone downhill from there. But it is what it is, and so we're just going to hang on to it for now. We'll see how it goes, but I wanted to jump on here tonight and just see about what happened with NVAX. Again, the conference call was fine. Everything's fine. As far as NVAX goes, we're actually steps closer than we were, and so we're still over 200. That's good. It did pull back in the after hours. And I think that's just some weak hands or people cashing out because they were wanting all this. Some folks don't realize that they're not even realistic sometimes about, they're thinking we should have got their approvals. Well, we got to apply for them before we do anything. And you're dealing with all these regulatory committees in these different nations and countries, and so you can imagine what that's like. Because even just if you're in the U.S. and that's all you're dealing with there, that's a lot of red tape. But when you start going from country to country, and the red tape's a different color of red, so you got all kinds of things, and that's why they've hired a lot of people that's been experienced in this, and this is their first go at it. So sure, they're not doing as quick as some of the other folks, but they're also doing it all over the world, and so it's not something that was established. They've had to establish their production. They've had to establish all this management level type stuff to deal with these regulatory committees and things like that. So it's understandable. So let's just be patient with them. I'm going to stay patient with them, but I'm going to trade their stock because when people want to drop it and for no real reason, and this thing is no different in a situation than it was yesterday. Actually, it's better because they do have 3 countries now that they have applied in, and so look out for that news to come out, and when they get their approvals, that's just going to pop it back up again. So we're going to try to get loaded up on it again. We did sell about half of it, but we're in good shape, and we're not going to be in a real hurry to jump on it because this thing can go all the way back down to the 170s again. So we're going to keep an eye on it. Tomorrow's Friday. It may have a bad day tomorrow, and if it does, it does, and we may try to sell. If we start to see that, we may just unload everything and just wait for it to bottom. All right, well, we'll see, and we might try to jump back on here later tomorrow. If not, it may be Sunday or something like that, Sunday evening before the market opens Monday, okay? All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Just hang in there if you've got the NVAX and if you hadn't sold any of it. But it's a good one to trade. MSTR is a good one to trade as well. We're going to keep an eye on both of those. All right, well, have a great rest of your week tomorrow in trading, and have a great week. Hey, don't forget to click this button right over here and subscribe if you haven't done that already. We've got a couple of new subscribers. Welcome aboard. Glad you joined, and just if you get a chance, click that button. Thanks.